weekend game plan gets out into the community with Suburban Newspaper sports editor Mark Lidbetter and the Amateur Sports Report.
At Lidlines on Twitter if you want to follow him there. Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Very good, Matthew. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. All right, Mark, let's get right to it. It was a crazy night last night in NCAA basketball with March Madness and overtime buzzer beater, if you can believe it. But there's something local that kind of resembles the madness.
Yeah, a little bit of local March Madness. Lots of basketball this weekend, starting with the girls' provincial championships in AA and AAA play. It's going to be the West Island Lakers Association hosting it over at John Rennie High School. And starting at 11 a.m. this morning, you've got all the semifinals running, followed up tomorrow morning starting at 9 in the morning with the championship games. And you've got a lot of local teams. You've got the YMYH is represented. You've got a group called the Montreal Blue Hounds who had a pretty good year because they're going to be in half of the semifinals today looking to make a berth in the final. And the host Lakers have the juvenile AAA team in a semifinal up against the Blue Hounds, so they're hoping to move on their own hardwood tomorrow. Now, meanwhile, over at Riverdale High School, hey,
that's where I went to high school.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we got to get them in there. They're going to be using Riverdale High School as Brookwood hosts the Montreal Basketball League finals, which has been around since 1904, this league.
Wow.
Yeah. And there's a lot of semifinals today, and the finals go tomorrow. But there was one semifinal played on Thursday night, and it's kind of a Cinderella story. It's the Côte St. Luc Warriors, who are coached by...
Hey, that's where I live.
There you go. Let's keep going for it. They played at the Côte St. Luc Recreation Center, which I bet you visited.
No, never been there.
You got never been there.
I'm joking. Yeah, go on.
All right. So they're coached by Julia Perez, who's been around the amateur basketball program for a few years, and she has the knack at bringing out the best of her teams. And the Côte St. Luc Warriors, who are in their first year in the Montreal Basketball League at the juvenile AA level, defeated the Dawson Community Blues on Thursday night, 70-58, to move on to the gold medal game on Sunday afternoon at 3 out at Riverdale. And in that game, you had Nate Moses, great basketball game, with 23 points, and J.B. Ochudi with a 17-point effort to lead the Warriors onto the final.
Nate Moses, that sounds like a basketball name.
Yeah,
I like that.
Great basketball name.
Yeah. All right.
Now, yeah, so that's lots of b-ball this weekend.
All right. By the way, Brookwood, they've been playing at Riverdale forever. I remember when I was like 12 years old having buddies playing Brookwood at Riverdale.
I played Brookwood, actually.
Did you?
I did, yeah. Great organization, great for the kids.
All right, interesting. All right, let's talk a little hockey now.
Yeah, well, it's going to be the annual Montreal edition of the Hockey Helps the Homeless this coming Friday out at the Pierrefonds Sportsplex, which goes to raise money for different homeless shelters and all of that right throughout Canada. But when it's held in a city, it goes to benefits the organizations in Montreal, and it's always been where the men's teams play, and it features the Weekend Warriors pairing up with former pros to raise funds. But this time around, among the 18 teams, are going to be 2 squads comprised of female players who will play alongside former Olympians Catherine Ward of Team Canada and Team USA Julie Chu. Now, the 2 squads will play 1 game, and they'll get to take part in the 45-minute skills clinic held by Chu. There's plenty of local players from the Women's League out here, and the nice thing is that the funds being raised will go to the West Island's Women's Shelter. And if anybody wants to go donate to the cause, they can go to m.akaRaisin.com/13884. So the women are getting out there and they're doing their part to help the homeless right here on the West Island.
Very cool. And then finally.
Yep. The National Bank has shown interest in student athletes with their annual bursaries, combining with the Quebec Foundation for Athletic Excellence. 40 student athletes who were recognized for their efforts in their class and respective sports. And among the recipients, there were several local youths. You had Outremont's François Cochon, who was recognized with a $2,000 bursary. And Cochon is a fencer in the saber discipline. and he was the individual silver medalist and team gold medalist at the 2017 Cadet Championship in Cuba, and he's ranked first in the Canadian Cadet and Junior Circuit for 2016-2017. Now, Laval had 5 student athletes recognized, and 3 of them for tennis, starting with Nikes Muamba, who received $4,000, and he was a gold medalist at the U16, U18 championships, and was a finalist at the Davis Cup in Hungary in 2016. Taha Badi got a $2,000 bursary, and was a singles and doubles gold medalist at the U16 Canadian Championships, and a dual gold medalist at the ITF event in Guatemala. Tiffany Lagarde picked up $4,000 and was a bronze medalist at the U16 Canadian Championships in 2016, and a silver medalist in doubles at an ITF East Africa event in 2017. Closing, you also had Tatiana Alohu, whose discipline is athletics. She was a $4,000 bursary recipient. She was the Quebec Junior record holder in the long jump with a jump of 6.04 meters, and a record in the 60-meter hurdles with a time of 8.41 seconds. She was a triple champion in 60-meter hurdles, and long jump at the Canadian Indoor Championships in 2016, and was a double gold medalist in the 100-meter at the Canadian Youth and Junior Championships. And closing it out for that event for Laval was basketball player Maël Gillies, who earned $2,000 and was named to the Canada-wide CCAA All-Star team in 2016 and 17, and is a member of the Canadian Development Team.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah. Some pretty talented athletes coming out of Laval. It's great to see.
TheSuburban.com is the website. If you want to get your amateur sports news on the program every Sunday at 7:50, you can email sports@thesuburban.com to get a hold of Mark. Mark, thank you as always. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Have a great weekend, guys, and let's not have to shovel any snow after today.
Oh, I hope not. Thanks, Mark.
Bye-bye.